What's going on, everybody? So it is 11 a.m. my time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Overall, guys, I am up about $600 on the day across 5 accounts. So just over 3,000, just barely over 3,000 on the day. But yeah, I cut a little bit of this short. Not enough, guys. I've been busy with work, so we're going to see what we can catch now. But overall, I'll describe my strategy really quickly. I play the 1 hour with basic supply demand, support resistance with 5-minute entries. Okay, that's what I look for. You can see I have some key levels marked up here. You see we just barely peaked over the opening print today on NQ and sold off. ES has been incredibly choppy, kind of just stuck in a range and actually just gave up the bottom of the range today. But ES has tested its opening print about 3 times today and finally just gave up there. I do have a pretty big level on NQ here that I do think we'll try to come in as a support level for today. So we'll kind of see how we react off there and see if NQ goes back and tries to test its opening print, or at least that area today. Right? I'd even be happy with like the 22,200 area. We don't have to get all the way back to the opening print up here at 22,257. So you can't see this level. It's starting to bounce right now. We will look for some more confirmed prints around that area. But yeah, just pretty typically just play my key levels on the hourly with 5-minute entries. That is what I'll be doing here. I do scale into my positions with just 3 micros at a time. Might seem like really small position sizes to some of you out there, but copy trading to 5 accounts, I feel like that's all I need. I am up a little bit over 10,000 on each account you can see here. So obviously some math there. It's just over $50,000 across these 5 accounts. And again, I'm trading typically 3 to 9 micros. I really don't feel like I need more than that. That's just me. My average trade is just over 1 hour. I feel like the small position sizes gives me the chance to scale into my positions a little bit more. I don't have to be as perfect with some of my entries as maybe somebody that's oversizing, or maybe not even oversizing, but sizing up compared to me, right? I don't mean to say everyone that trades large size is oversized, because if you're right a lot or have a really, really good entry system, there's technically nothing wrong with it. But for me, in my style, I like smaller position sizes, looking for chances to scale in. But yeah, guys, we can see bouncing off that level pretty well for now. So I will be looking for a long entry. You might be wondering, well, why wouldn't you just continue to short, Ben? I feel like I kind of missed a lot of the short today. I did catch some, but again, got busy with work. And now, guys, we have been so bullish on the 1 hour chart. I think a retest of a level with a chart this bullish over the last like 10 days or so, I think there's a pretty good chance we bounce. So that is what I'm looking for down here. And I will just be keeping an eye on ES over here as well. It's if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking at my ES and NQ 15-minute chart over here. And it will have the 5 up here, as that is my execution time frame. But pretty much looking for something along these lines, guys. Sure, if we can get all the way back to opening print, that's awesome. But realistically, looking something like this. And if we can't get back to the opening print again, I think this is a little bit more of a realistic target where we kind of chopped all day. This 22,200 area, we're still looking at around a 3-hour trade. So I do still like the setup here, but would just like an entry a little bit closer to this level. Let's check out some of our market movers. Nvidia still green. Apple kind of let go there. That's what finally brought a little bit of sell-off on NQ. So definitely something to watch there. Microsoft, pretty flat all day. It is just barely red right now, but it kind of let go there too. So again, kind of want to see a retest of that level. And we'll just keep an eye on ES because it is the one. Kind of retested that same level, ranging all day. But it is through that level now. So we'll see if it starts to give a bounce or not, which it is kind of trying to at the moment. So I would like to see us get a little bit lower, guys, to catch this entry, because right now it just bounced off that level perfectly. Come on, get back down here, test this level. So I'd like to see ES kind of return to low a day. Same thing with NQ, guys. If it gives me a wick just above low a day, that's enough to start to look to scale in, right? Start scaling into this position maybe. Or just a strong print from here, right? Also enough of a reason. I'm going to try a starter here. So again, guys, willing to give this a little bit of risk. Small position size, looking back towards opening print. Again, about a 3-hour trade from here. I am willing, guys, to see if we, if we do dip a little bit lower, look to scale in, improve the fill a little bit. That's what we can do with small position sizes. Not just looking to blindly DCA in. if the trade starts going against me, but willing to give this a fair look because I do think we'll try to make a move back towards the opening print here this afternoon. As again, it is about 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11:17 a.m. my time. So looking to play off this level. Would have liked an entry even a little bit closer to the level, guys. I might still get a chance here, but it hit this level right as we signed on to this video together. So we'll see what we get, but a move back towards the opening price would be ideal. Looking about a 3-hour trade from there. And pretty much if we attack this 5-minute high here in the 22,170 area, that's probably going to look to get stopped to break even, because at that point, we've tried to bounce off the level aggressively enough that if we come back to lows, we'll probably make new lows and no reason to take more risk on at that point. ES looking to retest low a day. Again, I might actually get my level retest here, guys. That's why I do like micros so much. It does give me a chance to kind of scale in if we hold my position area. I am human. If I'm just a little bit too impatient on my entry, these small position sizes allowed me to scale into the position. Again, not just blindly DCAing, but these very, very small position sizes allow for me to have a little bit more flexibility and be a little bit more human, not so much of a robot, in my opinion. So that is why you guys will see me always trading micros in quantities of 3s. That is pretty much how I add. And again, you'll notice not spamming the order book or anything here. It's already been several minutes from the initial entry. But with this level test, again, guys, I'm very interested in adding to this position here. Yep, ES holding the low. So you can see, guys, retested that level perfectly. ES held the low. That is when I was okay with just adding to this position a little bit. Stop does not move. You'll notice that, right? I'm not just blindly DCAing into position, but ES did just hold that low. And you can see we're trying to flip this 5-minute print. The stop might even be a little loose here, honestly. Let me tighten that up a little bit. All right, now let's see what we get. Again, we successfully flipped that 5-minute print. So again, we get back up here, guys. We're looking at about a little bit over a 1R. I don't like trimming positions or anything personally. I think that's how I drive my risk reward, my average risk reward down a lot. So I will be looking to, of course, take risk off the table, get stopped to break even when we push, but I won't be looking to trim out of the position or anything like that personally. That's what I found for me over the years. It's just better for me to be patient, let the position do its thing, and start to, trail the stop up rather than just taking, half-hour wins or like 1.1-hour wins even. For me, guys, I operate, depending on the month, somewhere between a 40 to 61, 62% are like my pretty good months with hit rates. So not that high. I prefer to trying to hold out for those better risk reward and bigger moves. That's just me. Obviously, there's a lot of traders out there that operate with higher win rates and lower risk reward, and they find success with that. But it's always been the opposite for me. The bigger moves with lower hit rate, typically what I've found success with over the years. I think you guys are seeing where that level comes from now. So now we'll just zoom in to watch the 5-minute here and a little bit closer, see how this unfolds. Let me just pull up ES so you guys can kind of see what I was talking about there. I know you can see the level I have here on NQ, but ES actually, right? You can see held this low. Let me come down to the 1-minute. I do like using the 5, but just so you guys can visualize what I saw there, right? It was this wick right here, and the start of this green print is when I added another 3 micros there. It was this hold low a day that gave me the confidence in that NQ long. Again, ES looks like it might even rocket to retest the opening print again, but that's what gave me the confidence in NQ there, was just watching ES hold that low. And I mean, pretty nice separation from entry there, guys. Again, like staying on the 5-minute. 1-minute, I think, is a little too busy for me. We overtake this high. That's when stop goes to break even. But overall, again, could have been a more perfect entry. You guys are seeing this is why I like trading micros so much. I did not have to be perfect there. And still caught. I mean, look at the 5-minute now. If this continues, that looks like a pretty good entry. No, it's not the perfect absolute bottom. This level pretty much had it. Missed it by only a few ticks. But just playing my key levels. And again, entries on the 5-minute. What I try to be patient for. But using the indexes, understanding their relationship definitely helps a lot outside of just basic prints and price action on one asset for me. I do try to use information from the entire market without getting myself overwhelmed, of course. But for now, just retesting this high. We get through, guys. That's when we take risk off the table, get stopped to break even. And hey, if we get continuation, awesome. We'll end the day. All the way back to opening print, we'll end the day up over $2,000 on each account, which would be a $10,000 day, which, guys, there were times in my trading career I never thought that was possible. And, they're still rare. Don't get me wrong. This is not an everyday occurrence, but, it happens more than a couple times a year for me at this point in my trading career. But we will see what we get. Pretty nice print, but no continuation yet. Get these bulls moving. Again, only in 6 micros, guys. I think you'll see a lot of people out there trading 6 minis on, this is 150K account. I have access up to 15 minis or 150 micros. I'm only in 6 here. And you can see if we get the opening print, we're talking about 1,600 per account, and that'll put me up over 2,000 on the day per account. Most props out there do allow copy trading. It's a great way to scale without just, putting on way too much risk. I do really think micros are every futures trader's best friend. I really believe that, and I utilize that myself. Again, we overtake this 5-minute high, guys, 22,170 area. That's when we'll slide stop to break even. So many beginner traders right now would panic sell out. And I see this as a very realistic possibility of, capturing $1,000 per account on this trade. We're just asking back to opening print. Now, what would be even nicer if we zoom out is my next 1 hour level. But with the price action we've seen, and the overall bearishness we've seen today, right? Pretty good print on the hourly here. It would be awesome if we got all the way to my next hourly level, and we're looking at 2,600 per account. With the price action we've seen and the little bit of selling pressure we've seen today, I don't consider that a realistic target for today. If there was more than 2 hours left in the day, sure. If we were taking this trade at 10 a.m. Eastern, sure, I'd look to hold for those targets. We've only got 2 hours till market close, though. So I do think opening print is a good realistic target for me here, and that will be my final take profit on this trade. But for now, guys, just looking to pop through that 5-minute high before we do anything with this position. Well, I don't like the 1 minute, guys. 1 minute probably would have had you chase an entry right here, and we have no continued follow through yet, using the 5 minute that whole time. Again, still not perfectly catching the bottom. Don't expect that of myself. But 5 minute, still a pretty good entry. And if we can get continuation here, right? I'm not chasing where some people on the 1 minute maybe even just gotten stopped out on that tiny little pullback. Looks like a pretty basic range trade, right? Bottom of range, top of range. We took long at bottom. Notice we didn't take long in here or here, even here, right? We waited for the level test. Bottom of range. Now let's see if bulls can make our day or not. Let's get that higher low here, and then we can look to get the higher high and get risk completely off, and then let the trade do its thing. Right? You can see. Right, held the level, move up, now attempted higher low. We're still looking for higher high. Clear this high right here before we slide the stop to break even, right? Or start celebrating anything, right? Which we can't celebrate getting risk off the table. That's a good thing. It doesn't guarantee us a nice win, but it guarantees we aren't going to lose any money, which is great in its own right. So we can see we're obviously over a 1-to-1 R here. This is honestly something I kind of disagree with that I see on social media a lot and stuff, is people start trimming out at this point. I think, again, that's really, really expecting a lot of yourself as a trader, because if I trim out at 1R, I'm really only pocketing like 0.3, 0.4 R or so, right? So now you expect your hit rate to be extremely, extremely high for you to be able to stay profitable. Not something I can do very well, is have a really, really high hit rate. What I do well is be patient, right? Again, we said if we break this 5-minute high, that's when we'll slide stop to break even. We're going to be patient for that, and then we can think about managing this position how we want to, trailing the stop to lock in some profit. But just scaling out here at 1R, for me, in my experience, asking a lot of yourself as a trader to maintain that hit rate to become profitable. All right, decent 5-minute print, still not through the high. Let's get this one through. And then, guys, we'll take, like I said, risk will be off the table at that point, and we'll just get stopped to break even and see if ES leads at all. Still really, really choppy. Overall, guys, this has been a very boring day. So The fact that it looks like we're going to leave green, we'll count our blessings, right? And has been a very, very slow, relatively choppy day after a holiday. Honestly, not too much better than the holiday price action was yesterday. Again, has not called for us to take any action or anything here, but price action is still very, very slow. I know it is midday, but again, this has kind of been a theme of the day, not just like the hours we're trading right now. Has been a relatively choppy day, particularly on ES, NQ. I mean, kind of choppy in here around lunchtime Eastern, but I mean, overall, a decent move here. And again, another decent move here right before we got on this recording. We're still trying this 5-minute high. Guys, I am going to use this as an opportunity to get stopped to break even. I'm actually going to grab something to eat real quick and check back in a minute, but we're not doing anything differently with this position, right? We're still looking for a move back towards opening print. We did get over a 1R at that point. Again, I'm not trimming out of the position at all. I am going to toss stop at break even, though we are sitting right at the former 5-minute high. This needs to continue through if I'm going to get the move I'm looking for. So risk is off the table at this point. Now let's see if we get rewarded. I'm just going to step out of the room for a couple minutes, guys. Stops are set. Just going to grab something to eat real quick. It's not really doing much here, guys. Again, boring trade, but boring is not necessarily a bad thing. Still not through that 5-minute high. So still, again, risk is off the table. So no matter what, guys, we are leaving today green. Up about 600 on the day, like we talked about. About 3,000 across all accounts. But I mean, want that move up. Simple as that. Looking for this move up towards opening print. And we'll see. It's heading towards 3 p.m. Eastern. Power hour usually brings a little bit more volume. Let's hope it brings us some bullish volume there. But next stage would pretty much be this 22,200 area, again, where we kind of chopped around for quite some time here. You can see we tested this level plenty of times today. Once here, 2, count this 3, 4, 5 times. We tested again, guys. That's when stop will even come up into profit if this is confirmed as a 5-minute high or low. But for now, again, nothing needs to be done here. We're calm, cool, collected, right? We're either getting stopped out at break even, or this is going to start to go our way and we can make sure we lock in some profit. All right, nice move up there. Again, want to see this 22,200 area. Really choppy, slow price action though, guys. I mean, the 5-minute looks like the hourly right now with how slow we're moving, but you can see 15 overall still supporting this case. Let's just see if we can get that continuation or not. Again, guys, attack this high. This is when this 5-minute kind of chop here we just made gets confirmed as a high or low on the 5-minute, and that's when we will slide stop up to that confirmed high or low. We're just waiting for it to be confirmed. So right now, stop is just barely above break even. Again, making sure we're leaving today green. We were in green coming into this trade, but making sure we're leaving today green. And again, we attack this high here. This is when this becomes a confirmed high or low on the 5-minute, and that is my execution time frame. That's when we slide stop up to that next checkpoint, right? So on a long, it's the high or low. On a short, it would be the lower high. That's how I prefer to manage my positions rather than trimming out and just honestly leaving a lot of profit on the table in my experience. I probably get stopped out at break even more than traders that trim out of positions aggressively, but that's a trade-off I'm personally willing to make in my style. Doesn't mean every trader has to be the same. But pretty good prints here. Again, just looking for this high. ES long would have played here too, guys. Again, if we just hop over, you can see I do mark up levels on both. I do trade both. ES overthrew my level though. So again, the long would have been there this morning had I been on and not working. Long played here this morning on ES, right? Entry at my level that I had coming into the day and exit at the opening print. Actually, the exact, like, very, very similar play to what we're trying on NQ right now. Would have worked just fine. We overthrew my level though, so the entry is not really valid for me anymore on ES, even though it is supporting my theory on NQ, right? Because it did test the opening level. It looks like we might even get another test. That would be great. But that is why we took NQ. It's because we did take it right off my level. And again, we're looking for the same idea. We're looking for the opening print. That's what we would like. 15. Again, looking for the 15 to kind of finish this move as we have an hour left in the day. That last 1 hour print, again, holding that range pretty well. This one pretty strong for now, but we're looking for end of day to bring us back to that high if it can. Still looking for that next leg up here. Nothing has changed. All right, it is 3 p.m. Eastern. Usually a little volume picks up going to the end of the day. Give me some volume here. Not looking for a massive move from here. I'm about an 80 point move from where we are currently. Would put NQ just barely green on the day, which again, don't think that's out of reach or anything here, especially considering ES. You can see my quote to the bottom of the screen. ES is just barely above green. So, you know, ES goes to, let's say, 1/4% green on the day. NQ, about that. Well within reach here in power hour. Still have not moved. Going on about an hour in this trade now. Or almost. About 5 minutes shy. But again here, like, there's been nothing to change our plan. Just have to get stops in place and let things play out. Looking for this high to be broken before we really continue to slide the stop up. We'll say we pause here long enough on the 5. This 5-minute buyer's wick should send us through. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure we just lock in some profit. Let's check out some of our mega caps, see if they're helping us or hurting us here. Apple, actually really good bounce. Nvidia, not doing anything. Microsoft, not doing anything. Amazon, still weak. Tesla, decent bounce too. So kind of seems like we need Nvidia to wake up, really give that next leg up, or Apple needs to continue this run back up, which Apple, I mean, pretty good bounce off low a day. Almost a $2 move here on Apple. So yeah, still like the opening print target. Don't feel like we're asking for too much here, but market makers acting like we are. Again, these buyers wicks, guys, we get through these highs, this all of a sudden becomes our next 5-minute high or low. And we can look to trail again, but right now, just look, we got profit locked in with this stop. But just looking for more here. I think there's more meat left on this bone, I think. But we need some volume, and we might run out of time before the market closes, and that's the whole point of trailing our stop up. Hourly actually shows it well, right? Like, if I'm going to get the move I want, this hourly needs to stay green. All right, we can't go back to red here. Hourly does show it really well here that, look, we caught the 1 hour buyer's wick. Now I need continuation on the hourly for me to stay in a bullish trade, right? If that hourly flips back to red, there's no reason for me to still be in that trade, and we'll take the $300 win at that point. Not too much happening, guys. We've managed this position well. It's right. We put ourselves in a position here to catch a nice win or leave the day green. That's nothing to write off either. That's something a lot of people struggle with, right? Just making sure you do leave green. Don't give it all back. But we'll just continue to wait. Gonna go grab another coffee and check in with you guys in a minute. But we're still just waiting this out. We just passed the 1 hour mark in this trade, if I'm not mistaken. This is my average trade, is right around 1 hour. Typically, my biggest winners are my longest trades. This might be a good example here, guys, that, like, look, I've made sure it is going to be a winner. I've trailed the stop to make sure this is going to be a winner, right? But for it to turn into a nice size winner, it's probably going to be a trade well over 1 hour. That's why if you take a look at my stats, my biggest trades or my longest trades, it's because sometimes we just wait out the market well enough. It eventually does what we're looking for, but it just might take some time. So again, we got stops in profit, just looking for bulls to show up and get us back to the opening print. And like I said, I really don't think we're asking for any sort of ridiculous move here or anything that's out of reach. But we will see what market makers give us. Cool. All right, see if we can firm that next higher low here. 40 minutes left in market session here. Again, guys, been very, very slow, but I think we've managed things well here, given the price action. Again, still feels like this move is right. Bulls want it, but need to see this this high push before we look to slide stop again. But this high is taken out. This becomes our new confirmed higher low, and we'll trail up again. Just lock in more profit. ES still doing the same. Good push. Has not continued through for the opening print or higher high, though. What about YM? YM, same thing. Really good bounce, but can't get through its 5-minute highs. So we're in a good spot with stops and everything, in my opinion, here. Just Look, you got 40 minutes if you want to do it, Bulls. You got 40 minutes to get it done. We're leaving the day green whether you do or whether you don't, but we would definitely prefer if you did. Nvidia still just can't catch a buy over there. All right, confirm this higher low for us. Come on, Bulls. They're gonna make us use every second of this market session, aren't they? Still gross chopping. Maybe just stay on the 15-minute here, guys, just because of the 5-minute. But such small movements on the 5-minute makes us feel like we're on way lower time frames. 30 minutes left in the New York session. See if these last 6 5-minute candles can wake up, but very, very slow day, guys. And again, you know, a lot of chop on this chart today. Got to be able to kind of acknowledge, hey, good enough leaving green today. We've made sure that, of course, I want the continued move here. That would be ideal. But got to be able to recognize we've squeezed the market for everything we could have. Price stuck in the same place for about a complete hour. So should be getting our answers here pretty quickly, guys. Again, all these 5 minutes did absolutely nothing. We got stopped in a good place. We'll see if we hold another higher low or revisit the higher low we did print. And again, we get stopped for a win. Nvidia never made another move up. Seems like we probably won't get it here, guys. Microsoft never really fully recovered. It's very, very small red. Pretty flat. Apple did make a nice recovery, but it's still red on the day as well. And didn't give a continued push back to green. That's probably what NQ needed there. But again, kind of just brutal price action, guys. Here, let's say 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Like 50 straight minutes of these kind of crap 5-minute prints that did not lead to anything. So again, didn't give us much to work with today, but squeezed the market for all that it could. And we've got 20 minutes left, so unless we get a really nice squeeze into close, guys, like expectations have definitely already, you know, they were realistic and lowered going into this, just given the price action the rest of the day. Now even more so. I mean, the way this continues to do nothing for 50 straight minutes, that's 10 straight 5-minute prints that are, you know, doji or something similar, doing a whole lot of nothing. And even just because we're limiting those expectations, I'm going to go ahead and even bring the stop up a little bit tighter. Then we're leaving with even more profit today. Again, pretty underwhelming day and trade here. But guys, if we don't get the push from here, again, we've squeezed the market for all that we could. Didn't give us a ton of opportunity. So we'll take the win and call it a day if we give up this very small 5-minute low we're trying to print here. And again, if we get a surprise last 20-minute squeeze, awesome. But that seems to be asking a lot considering 10 straight 5-minute prints. Nothing but dojis. ES might even be worse. Let me show you guys ES. Look at this on the 5-minute. Truly just pinned. This is not like a 3-second chart where you see no liquidity. This is a 5-minute here. Disgusting stuff right here. So again, we'll be happy with the win. And realize, hey, we set expectations realistically and even lowered them as the market showed us even those were too high. Yeah, that higher low trying to be confirmed. So, you know what? Stops in $400 worth of profit, which puts us at $1,000 per account in the day, puts us at a 5K day. So, worst case scenario, we are leaving today with $5,000. We will take it. If we can get a surprise push and end the day on $10,000, that would be great, which I'll go ahead and again, just keep our expectations in check. I'll slide our take profit to that. If we hit this take profit, we'll leave today with $10,000 in our pocket on our qualified accounts here. So we'll see what we get. All right, algo print green at the start. Let's see if it sticks. If it sticks, there's still a chance of this thing going. But algo print, guys, that is the 350 on the East Coast. It's typically a lot of volume in that print. Just institutions closing their positions for the day or opening new ones for tomorrow. And see, I mean, little green pop, already giving it back, though. It's going to print as a doji, too, isn't it? 2 seconds left. Yeah, looks like it's going to print with a wick. So, I mean, underwhelming. algo print there. And I guess we're using every second of the session today. Again, we get stop in a place to make sure we do leave over $1,000 per account on the day, $5,000 on the day. But I mean, geez, what a ridiculously boring session. This trade can end up being over an hour and a half long. And whatever, if we walk away with $400 per account, $2,000 total, that's not that bad. $2,000 an hour, obviously not a bad hourly wage. But man, guys, boring price action. Hoping other ones of these will be more fun. But again, we're leaving green on an incredibly boring price action day. Just not a ton here. We squeeze the market for what we could. Again, unless we get a surprise blast off in the last 9 minutes, it's looking like this will probably be around a $400 win per account, 2,000 total. Let's see. Again, we're confirming the higher low here. So, I mean, we got stops in a good place, but just cannot get a continued push at all. See if they give us a little gift here. Come on, market makers. Do something crazy. Trying again. Again, still choppy here, guys. Like, there's no delays or anything on my platform here. That is just how choppy price action is. It's trying to squeeze into close. Go get me towards that opening print. We'll just bring stop up to the bottom of this 5-minute print, guys. Again, just how patient we've been. I'd hate to see myself get overly greedy. I mean, I'm leaving my take profit where it is set, but I'm talking about the stop loss here. Like, we've already given this trade in over an hour and like 40 minutes now. You know, like, we've given it plenty of quote unquote breathing room. We've been plenty patient enough. So now we've already put in the patience. Now it's just like, hey, reward me or get me out of this. Pretty good rocket final. I mean, it's taken almost 2 hours. But this is the move we've been expecting for the last 2 hours, as you guys have all seen here. And we'll be out if we can get this take profit filled. Again, over a 3-hour trade. It's always what we like. Anything 2-hour or above, we're happy. Stop is above a 1-hour at this point too. So, again, we're happy there. But let's see if they can make some sense here and actually move back towards the opening print. Again, would be about $1,600 per account. Guys, again, I'm just kind of limited expectations. Just we can end up 2,000 per account today. That is great. We finally finished the move we've been waiting on for going on 2 hours. A little bit over 2 minutes left in the day. And guys, if this gets filled, I will lock myself out for the day. There's no reason for me to try to capitalize a little bit more in the last 30 seconds or anything like that. Like, the CP is filled. You guys will see me lock out my account for the day. One of my favorite things that Project X offers are the lockout features. You can set trade limits, you can set trade times. It's amazing. You can do all day. You can do custom times. You can do personal daily profit targets. You can do personal daily loss limits. I just don't see many other platforms having the risk tools that these guys do at Project X. So we're very, very grateful to work with them. And again, that is the same provider as Top Step X, guys, and Alpha Ticks. They have been amazing. Again, I'm just going to trail that stop up a little bit more, getting awfully close to that take profit. Let's see if we can just get filled here, guys. Been an incredibly patient trade. Again, about, I think it was like 10 or 11 straight shot 5-minute prints here. We were patient that whole time. Let's see if we can get that fill, and we can leave today up over $10,000 across the 5 accounts. And what I say there earlier in the video, right? ES ends the day somewhere around like 0.2 or 0.25% up. And NQ would follow, and it looks like we're getting exactly that here. Again, just get me that final take profit here. And ES is actually above its opening print right now, not by much, but just slightly. NQ still not there, but we've got take profit just below the opening print, guys. But you can see all worked off of that 1-hour level. I always started the video explaining my strategy. Play key level to key level. Key level here being one I had coming into the day at 22,100. We get a nice bounce off of it, and there we go. We were just filled. But, yeah, it's right off my key level on the hourly, and we exit. We probably could have held this one all the way to the opening print. I'll be honest, it's probably about to hit. But, guys, we were so patient there. Patience starting to run thin. That is when I trail my stop more aggressively and even look to start to get out of the trade because emotions might step in. That impatience might step in. So, did bring the TP down about $200 per account there. But, hey, we're very happy. $2,000 on each account, 5 accounts, $10,000 on the day total. just under a 2-hour trade. And that trade ended up being a little bit over $1,400 per account. That trade netted about $7,000 total profit across all accounts there. So I know that might have seemed like a long, kind of painful trade, but $7,000 in 2 hours, I would love to get paid that hourly wage all the time. Just a reminder, guys, this does not happen all the time. Again, $10,000 days do happen a couple times per year now for me at this stage in my trading career, but please understand this is not every day. I take losing days all the time. I even talked about my hit rate, typically somewhere around 50% or even under. On good months, it's typically mid 60s. On bad months, I'm usually somewhere, low 40s, sometimes even in the 30s. It is being patient and waiting out these risk reward plays that personally keep me profitable. Hopefully you guys could see that here in this video. We sat in that trade for almost 2 hours. Most traders don't enjoy doing that. And are not able to do that. So that's me, and my edge is being patient enough to play these hourly levels and actually wait out my plan. So good one here today. We did wait out the plan, finishing the day up over $10,000. And just so you guys can see it, I'm going to go ahead and manually lock myself out for the rest of the day. Again, one of my favorite features that Project X offers. You get this, you might know them from Top Step X. We have them over here. We go by Alpha Ticks with them. They are incredible. We absolutely love them here. But I'm going to go ahead and lock myself out for the day and call it a day, guys, ending up a little bit over $10,000. I will catch you all in the next video. I hope you learned something.